Hi guys, I know it has been a couple of weeks since you guys last saw me, but I have been working so hard on this new third album, and since what I've mostly been doing is working on this new third album, I thought that I'd show you guys all my steps to songwriting and producing and making an amazing album, because that's what I'm going through right now. So if any of you guys want to try writing songs too, I suggest that you follow this tutorial because now I'm experienced. This is my third time around, I know what I'm doing, so I'm going to tell you guys the tips and the tricks, and I'm going to show you guys even the equipment that I use, so I hope this is helpful for you guys. So, the first step to songwriting is just to create ideas and demos for your songs. Normally, they just come to my head naturally. Obviously, that's not how it's going to work for all people. Other people need to try to brainstorm, try to find lyrics. Normally, the demos or ideas that I come up with, I like using the word demos more, so that's what I'm going from now on. The demos that I come up with start with the chorus. So first, I come up with the chorus, and that's how I get an idea for the song. I develop the song based off of the chorus. So I just write the chorus, I write something that's catchy. If I think it's catchy, then I will spend a whole day memorizing the lyrics and the beat to that chorus that I just came up with. Of course, I will write it down on my notes app. Every phone, I think nowadays, has a notes app. So you write it down on your notes app, helps you not forget it, and you memorize it the whole day. I normally don't start writing out the entire song the same day that I come up with the original demo or the chorus. I normally let it sit for a little bit, and then normally I'll spend a weekend writing a song. Before, on my first two albums, I kind of was writing multiple songs at the same time. I started writing one, then I paused it, started writing another one. I did not want to do that when making this album. I didn't want to scatter it all. I wanted to focus on one song at a time. So when I came up with a demo that I wanted to produce into a full song, I would spend one weekend and dedicate that sole weekend to writing that song. So on Saturday, I started writing the first verse, the second verse. Normally, I get the two verses done. If there's a pre-chorus, which is most of the time, then I also normally write the pre-choruses on Saturday. And then I kind of already, at this point, have a general feel of the song. I already know that this is what I like. And sometimes you write the verses and you just don't like them, you don't think they're as good as the chorus was, you want to make them better, and that's okay. And even if you don't think you're going to be able to finish that all within a weekend, it's fine. You don't necessarily have to finish writing a song in the weekend. If it doesn't work out the way you want it, you obviously can have as much time as you need. I just like the weekend because it's a perfect amount of days, I think, for me to write a song if I get it all right on the first try. So yeah, that's what I normally do on Saturday, and on Sunday, I get the last touches. Normally, I'll write an ending, and the bridge comes on Sunday, and normally, it'll all fall into place on Sunday, and then I have a song, and that's when I write it all down in my notes app. I have a pretty good memory, so I don't need to write everything down in the notes as I come up with it. Normally, I'll just write it all down at the end on Sunday, but if it's harder for you to memorize lyrics, then I definitely recommend you continue writing everything that you come up with in the notes app. Now, everyone is most productive in writing songs in different ways. Other people need different things. For me, the best way that I write songs is with a lot of space. I like being outside, I like being able to run around. That gets my brain going, and that makes me be able to write one lyric after another. And I know that this will also work for some people, but it's not going to work for every person. Some people might find it better just being on a bed, writing it down, maybe even writing it in a journal as you come up with the lyrics. That works for some people. Some people like to write songs in the shower. I kind of sometimes do that too. If you're one of those people, then you can try that out as well. The main thing is that you just find your perfect way to write a song. You just need to find the best place that you can get productive, that you can get creative, and that you can get stuff flowing and going, and you can make an amazing song. That was technically steps 1 and 2 combined, coming up with the demo and then writing the full-out song. So you think that when we move on to step 3, we're going to go to recording. But no. There are some checks you need to do. So step 3 right now is checks. The first thing that I check is the time. And you guys are probably wondering, what do you mean by the time? I check the time length of each song so I can see the overall feel for it, how big of a story it tells, if it's short and quick and fast, or if it lengths out more, and how that will overall affect the length of the album. Because I walk to school back and forth every day, that gives me a great opportunity to actually check the time of the songs. So what I do is I get my stopwatch going in my phone, and as I'm walking, I sing the entire song that I wrote in my head, and I have the stopwatch going while I'm singing it in my head, and when I'm done, I pause, and that's just that. I can see how long the song is before I even record it. That way, if it's too short or too long compared to what I wanted, I can add some stuff or remove some stuff before I go into recording. It's very helpful. I liked it a lot. I did not do this trick with the last 2 albums, and I think this album is longer because I was able to do that trick and ensure that my songs were longer, and I do want a longer album, so I'm very excited about that. Also, another advantage of that is when you're singing them in your head, you get more familiar with your songs. And when you actually go into recording, you're gonna notice that the time lengths of the song are gonna slightly vary from what you got when you were singing in your head on your stopwatch, but it will still give you an overall feel. Now, the second thing and the last thing that I check is theme and track list. Make sure that the song fits in with the other songs that you're writing. Make sure that there's an overall story going on with your album, and making sure that two songs on the album are not overly similar with each other. You want there to be a progress, you want each song to have its individual place, and you want there to be an overlying theme within the album. That's very important. If there's like a misplaced song, which I felt like I had in a couple of albums, it kind of throws the whole concept of the album off. And there's sometimes where I wish that I would have gone back and maybe either changed the order of the track list or just not had these certain songs on the albums, to be honest. I'm not going to say what those are, but maybe you guys can try to guess. So anyways, those are the checks, and once everything checks out, once everything is good, then you can finally go into recording, because recording, I feel like for me especially, is the hardest part of the process, and you want to make as little problems possible when you go into recording. So that's why you want everything to be checked as well. Because in recording, this is the time where you have to get the song perfect. And it's going to drive you crazy if you don't get it perfect on the first try. And there have been many times where I've recorded songs and I do get them perfect on the first try, and it's great and exhilarating feel, and I love it so much. But there are lots of times where that doesn't happen. And lots of the songs I never ended up releasing are songs that happened with, and I just didn't have the patience to keep going with them when there are other songs that I wrote that maybe were a little worse quality, were easier to record, and went well on the first try. Now, I know this is not going to happen with this album because all the songs that I wrote, I want on the album, and I'm not making any exceptions for that. I'm going to be patient with each and every one of the songs, and I'm just going to keep trying until I make it perfect. I don't want to look back and have any regrets with any of the songs. When I want to record, I want it to be exactly how I envisioned it. So that's why I want to make sure that recording goes as best as possible. Now, for this album, because I do want it to be as best as possible, I got a microphone. I actually didn't get a microphone. My amazing Uncle Roman gave it to me, so props to him. And this microphone is amazing. It is helping out with recording so much, so I'm going to show it to you right now. Come along with me. Okay guys, so take a look at my amazing microphone. Here it is. It's by the brand Dremelic. It is very fun to use. I like it a lot. It's very high quality. So let me show you. I'm going to get close to it. You can hear the sound of me talking super loud coming out of the speakers of the computer right now. And this is how I record all the songs. I'm going to show you what my computer looks like right now so you can see the other applications that I use. So here is my computer. Say hi to the big giraffe. So here is your microphone properties. To turn it on, all you do is click listen to this device, and then you click apply. Right now it's great because it's already listening to me. So because my computer is a Windows, the main app that I use for recording is, well, Voice Recorder. It's this little one right there. And this app is very helpful. It records all my songs. I've never had any problems with it. Before, on my previous two albums, because I didn't have such a high-tech microphone, I was only using actually my iPad to record. This one, the sound is you're gonna hear it when the album comes out. The sound is a lot clearer. It's a lot more defined. It sounds a lot better. So because the recordings are stored on the computer, I just simply email them over to my phone or my iPad, and that's how I get them onto the other platforms. If I need to edit them a little bit, as if there's like somehow, a few extra seconds at the end or extra seconds at the beginning, I would chop them off. On my first two albums, sometimes instead of, if like I do a recording of a song and there are parts of it that are just not good, especially if they're choruses, I just replace that chorus with an earlier chorus from the song, and it doesn't flow as well. And with Aim Better especially, I recorded each verse individually in separate recordings, and I reused the same chorus. And I don't know if that was the best idea. In this album, I'm just going as traditional as possible. I'm doing the full song in one recording, no interruptions, no replacements, and I think that's going to make it sound a lot more fluid, and I would recommend, if you are recording songs, to do that as well. I know it's harder because you tend to run out of breath, but also something that I check, actually, I should have mentioned this, the check part, but something I check is I sing it out loud too, so that I make sure that I'm not out of breath when I sing it, because if I'm out of breath, well, that's going to be a problem. How is that going to work in recording? So all the songs, I did that check with. Everything's okay. So that's why this process is actually going pretty well. And I can't wait for you guys to hear what I have in store. So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you learned something maybe from the songwriting part. I know that I'm talking a lot, but I am just very excited. I feel like I'm on a cloud right now because all of the songwriting and recording stuff has just gone amazing so far. And I can't wait for you guys to hear the full album when it is ready. Make sure to click that subscribe button because it'll help my channel blossom, and I would love to see it do that. but most importantly, smile, shine, be happy. Bye 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 bye.